Greetings everybody, Amar here, and today I'm looking at the North Carolina Cash 5. The jackpot amount is currently at $1.6 million, and I wasn't aware of that, but I've been working in Pennsylvania and I've been trying new things, so I said, alright, let me try and apply this to North Carolina, and let me try to do it fast. And by fast, I mean focusing on those top variables that I mentioned in the last video I did, where I was talking a little bit about my recent win. So those variables are, again, spread, which is Fibonacci, which is 21, and then plus or minus 21, 21, 22. 4 in the last 5 games, 5 in the last 10, 4 low, which is off of 4 high. It's a 45-degree off of a 4 high occurrence. So basically those are here. So I'm not going to talk about these right now. I'll talk about them as the video goes. The first thing we'll discuss is the spread. But before we get to the spread, we have to know where our starting points are. Now the starting point generally for me is a repeating number. So if the 5 comes in, I look for the 5 to repeat. I do the Fibonacci spread off of the 5. You can do that in reverse. If you think the 5th number is going to repeat, let's say the 5th number is 39. So 39 to repeat, and then you do Fibonacci the other way in subtraction instead of addition. So to keep it simple, 39 would bring you to around 19, 18, 17, and 5 would bring you from 25, 26, 27. So first thing I always do is I like to look and see what's the best number in the game. Now the best number in North Carolina, since the structure change, is the number 39. Now I can use Excel to figure that out, but Advantage Gold does have the advantage of giving me information very quickly, and I can just snip it, and then I can just show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so you can see here I have, and this is all, I'm trying to be more organized in my planning, because by looking at just simple variables, I don't want to overcomplicate things. Okay, so chart 7 is the hit chart within Advantage Gold. And just so you can see the structure change here, I have the structure range here, 4392 to 5255. Okay, which is the last. Here, this was the last structure change, 4392 to 5255. I'm not sure how many drawings that is, but it looks like, let's say 18, 19, 20. It's a little over 2 years, 2 years and whatever, 5 months, 6 months, something like that, 4 months, whatever. I'm doing the math in my head, so bear with me. So number 39 is the top number here. Okay, so it's always best to start with the top number because those are the numbers that have the most, the longest streaks, the most hits, and the fewest amount of dormant periods. So 39 is here, and in the 50-game hit chart, it's not at the top, so you can see it's kind of cold. It's only had 3 hits within the last 10 games here. So if you look at it within the 50-game hit chart, it's down here. It's 4 hits within the last 50 games. So when this number has a trend reversal, most likely it's going to move up to the top. It'll be up here. It'll be the top number within the last 50 games. So 39, all eyes on the 39. Okay, so after looking at the hit charts, when I find the number, I look at the 4B. So I printed out the 4B, and I'm going to mark it, and I'll look at the patterns much deeper later. But I did the snipping of the 4B, so I put the 4B down here. Now, when I do the 4B, I generally like to put the range, depending on the game. I put the range for 180 games because you can see when you have the more time, when the range is All right, well, let me just show you the structural change here just real quick. So this is the structure change for North Carolina. They changed it here after 2 years, which is pretty mean. And they added extra balls. So now it's over here. So I don't know. I mean, it was 10 years, then 2 years, and now it's been about 2 and a little bit. So hopefully they don't do another structure change. But um, you click the box here. Well, first of all, you click on the little R here, and that brings up this box. And then you have the option of which range you want, and then step size drawings. I don't know what that means. So I use fixed range of 180. I click the box, I put in 180, and then you get your time, and then you hit OK. Okay, so I'm going to just get this out of here because it's annoying me. All right, so looking at the 39. So when you change the range to 180, you see if you use the whole range, you're going to have numbers all the way to the end, and it just really looks messy, and it's really hard to do focus. You don't know where your starting point is. So when you do last 180, and that's half a year, you figure any number that's been cold within half of a year is going to have a trend reversal and start hitting. And so the numbers that go farther to the left have more hits. They're hotter. So like the number 1 in this time frame is +7. So this +7 is, I think, +7 off of the average that should occur. And so you can tell that the hotter numbers go farther to the left. So like this number here, which is more to the right, has less hits, and it's -2. So it's a colder number. So you can see which numbers are hot. These are hot. Like this is the number 1 that's hot, and this is number 5 that's hot, and this is number 8. So let me go down to the 39 here, and the 39 is top number. They're over here. Okay, so the 39 is -5 within the last 180 drawings, which means that it should be moving up to the top in the last 50. So the last 10 was 4 hits. So this is 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits. Now let me bring down a little red bar, because let me see here, illustrations, shape, bring the box, bring it down, go like this, and then this is shape fill, no fill, shape outline, change the weight to, let's say, 2 1/4. Okay, so now I can drag a little better here. All right. So looking at the 39. Okay, here we are. So 39. Okay. So over here, this is 1 dormant period. This is 2 dormant periods. Now keep in mind with the change in range. Okay, the hits that were back here. Okay, the hits that were back here are cut off. These are cut off. So you don't really know if this is 2 dormant periods. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna, what I just said, that's 2 dormant periods. We're gonna scratch that because we don't know. And this, since this is cut off, this could be a skip of 18 or anything. So you don't know. So what I like to do is I look for the first streak. Okay, so you had a dormant period here, and here's your streak. 1, 2, 3. So you have your streak, and now here's 1 dormant period, and now here's another streak. Okay, and then now you have 1 dormant period, 2 dormant periods. So the number 39, since it's the best number, remember, if you go back up here, if you look at the hit charts, since it's the best number will tend to have the fewest amount of dormant periods. So that's what you want to keep in mind. Now, you also want to keep in mind the trend can change at any time. So it can go, if a number that's only had 2 dormant periods over the last 2 years, it can all of a sudden go to 3 dormant periods. Or it can just, I don't know, it can go to 5 dormant periods. Okay, or it can go to 7 dormant periods. So you don't know. So you got to keep that in mind when you're tracking. Now, right now, the 39 is in a good position. It's in a good chart position to hit. So go back down to the 4B. And so the 4B over here. So I made these little circles to keep track of the dormant periods. So again, the big, blue, yellow, green. So the big, let me see, down, we'll bring it down 30, all right, bring you down here. Bring you down here. Bring you down here. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 39, and we're going to go. All right, so this was over here, one dormant period, 48. All right. Now 48 was an exhaustion break, so if you were chasing that 48 at skip, 36 to 48, that would have been expensive. So 36 to 48 is 12 games. Let's say you're doing a $10 wheel for $10 game, $10 wheel for 12 draws is $120 that you would have been out, and so this would have been hurting. But this was a hot and hitting period, so that's why I don't play exhaustions, because you're going to exhaust your money. You wait for the exhaustion to hit, and then you look for the hot skip, and you did get the hot skip here. And then you had in the streak 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits plus the dormant period, so that's 6 total, and then you had another dormant period. Now this 8 here was symmetrical to the 18. So when you got around to here, you should have been saying, the number is approaching another point in the hit charts, or another it's approaching symmetry again within the dormant periods. Okay, so then, all right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just right click. I'll right click this, I'll copy, and I'll take Control V, bring down some more, and then I'll bring this guy back down. This is this 2 dormant periods. All right, so this skip 18, sorry. I'm going to try to speak more precise. I notice when I listen to the videos, sometimes I say the wrong things, and I don't go back and fix it because it's a pain in the neck. So I'll try to be talk slower and clearer. So here's one dormant period. You have no technical corrections. You have no streak. You go straight into the second dormant period. The dormant period is 36. Now, not 36. It's 35. I had 36 on my brain because I'm thinking sidereal, right? Sidereal, if you look it up in the dictionary, it refers to a clock, right? 12, 24, 36, right? 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 is 360 days in a year, approximately. So, like here, you might have not chased it as an exhaustion, but as it approached 48, you might have said, interesting, sidereal, maybe I'll play it, I'll pull the trigger. And what I usually do is I'll look at the ice pyramids to see how the dormant period looks, if there's any symmetry around skip 48. So that's something, that I've just observed over time. Now, over here you have the 35 skip, which is also approaching sidereal, again, because sidereal will be skip 36. And then after this, I would have looked for it to hit the wall. Now, when I say hit the wall, I mean it repeats, right? Just like boom. That was a convention I had, and actually that came back to memory when I was reading the Gail Howard thread on Lottery Post, because somebody had mentioned that in regards to some pattern that he saw, and he gave it a name, because giving a name helps you to remember what is actually happening. So it didn't repeat, right? It didn't hit a wall. So, but it did have a hot skip. Okay, and of course hitting the wall would be considered a hot skip, because that would be skip 0. So you have here hot skip. 2 is also symmetrical to 3, and now we're at skip 1. So skip 1 would be a hop skip. Now 35, 3, 2, 1 is a reverse cascade. All the skips are decreasing. So the 39 is at a good point to play. Okay. So this is a good time to power up. Now, in the Lottery Master Guide, she says to play the second upstroke of the flag formation. Now, the danger in playing the second upstroke of the flag formation is that if you have a hot and hitting streak, you'll never get to the upstroke of the 5. And so you want to keep on looking for the symmetry off of the 3. So you should play, or I would play anyway. I would play 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. Well, of course, I'm going to play the 3, 2, 1. I would play 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3. So that's all symmetry. Okay. Now, hopefully the number will come in sooner than later. Okay. So now that you have basically your starting point, which is the 39, I'm going to look at the other charts. Okay, now going forward, I'm going to start using this chart here, active drawing since hit chart last digit, because it's simpler, and I look at the big dish occasionally, because the big dish takes a long time to color all of the patterns, dormant periods, flags, and everything. So I'm going to be using the active dish, and the active dish I'm going to be using the simple strategy of the spread. Okay, so let's look at the active dish, LD, and okay, let's see. All right, we have here. Okay, so here's the blue bar. I use this blue bar here to indicate the spread that I'm looking for. Okay, so this number here is 10. Okay, and so from 10 to 32 is approximately your Fibonacci. 10 to 31 would be the exact Fibonacci. -1 would be 30, and then +1 Fibonacci spread is 32. Now the reason why I put the marker at the 10 is because it's the second position. The first position number that came in was a 3. Second position number that came in was a 10. Now, my personal favorite power number pattern is the second number to repeat. After that, it's the first number to repeat, and then after that, it's the fifth number to repeat, which is over here. It's the 41. So let me just go back here. Oh, actually, what I could do here, I want to copy this blue bar. So copy, and then I'm going to Control V a couple times here. Okay, and let's see. Let's bring the bar to the 39, because the 39 is where we are here. Okay, now that brings you to the 17. Okay, for the 22, for the +1 Fibonacci. So I always get confused whether or not I should just do the full bar to here, to 22, or the 21 exactly, or the 20. Sometimes I do the 20 because it's easier for me to remember 10, 20, 30, or 19, 29, 39. It's less math for me, because, you know, my math is sometimes off or slow. Not off, it's slow, right? That's better to say. So let's see. So it's up to you, right? So just keep in mind that sometimes I might have the blue at 19, at 20. It might be at 21, or it might be at 22. So right now we'll leave it at 20. Like if I have it at 20, I know that it's going to go over. If I have it at 22, I know it's going to go the other way. So let me put it at 22 for now, and you just know that you just have to just keep in mind your starting point, and then, you know, that's the convention that I use, or I like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this blue bar here. I'm going to spin it around, and I'm going to turn it red. So I'll go to Shape Formats, Shape Outline. I'm going to color it red, and I'm going to extend it here, and I'm going to put here the red bar for the number 39. So 39 would be your last number. You're assuming that's going to be your fifth position number. It's coming in. And then your first number should be over 17. Now, I don't really like the long shots. Now, this isn't a long shot. It's only 17. It's only skip 17. It's you could say it's Q skip. But you can see here that the 18, you can see it's hot and hitting in this streak. So I'm going to just highlight this hot and hitting just so it just stands out more. And I always color my flags pink. So that's a pink, right? And then you have this other kind of pattern here. Now, let me zoom in a little bit just in case it's too small. So let me zoom in here. So we're at 80. So we're 90 now. Now we're at 100, 110, and now we're at 120. All right, so let's move to the right here. Back to it. So this is the 39. We'll extend this out. Okay. Let's bring this down. Excuse me. Let me bring this down. Okay. Now, the 19 here, this would be considered a flag formation, the 1-6. This is a 1-6 upstroke, but it has these intermediate skips, which I don't really like, and I'm gonna just highlight these real quick because these are what I call intermediate skips. Intermediate skips I color yellow because that's basically what happened there. What did I do? Why didn't that turn? Why didn't it all turn yellow? Let's see. Did I make a mistake here? Okay, there you go. All right, so this is an intermediate skip. Okay, so you have the 17. Now, I would use the ice pyramids to see the long skip to see how you can do. Now, Advantage Gold has a new chart. It's called K1. K1 you can also use for the dormant periods. I would change the range on that chart to last 720 because you only need 2 years, in my opinion, to hit a jackpot or to see the trends to hit a jackpot. If the trends are consistent for 2 years, you should be able to hit, or not even a jackpot, just to hit money. You want to hit money, basically. Though if you're thinking too much about hitting the jackpot, you're distracting yourself. You're concerned more about with the money, with the big win, than the little win. Now you need the little win to subsidize the cost for the big win. So the strategy right now is going to be to hit 3 numbers and 4 numbers. Now, in order to do that, I came up with a different strategy, but I'm not going to show that here. But you can email me, okay? And my email is, where's my email? So where did I put it? Is it in here? Yeah. All right, this is my email up here. Okay, so Amar, that's me. GH, should know who that is, and Lotto, and that's at Gmail. Okay, so that's the one I'm using right now. I'm thinking about using another one because I'm trying to get away a little bit from Google. So let me go back down to where we were here. So okay, so here's the hit charts. All right. Okay, so you got the 18, 19. So if you're gonna play the 19, definitely you would not the 19. Sorry, over here. The 39, you would definitely play 18, 19. You probably put 17, 18, 19 all in your wheel. I'd be careful with the 17. Again, I check K1 or the ice pyramids, which I haven't built for this game yet. K1, or you could use the binoculars. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know what I mean when I say binoculars, put it in the comments, please, because a lot of Yale Howard people, a lot of people use the program. When I mention that, they don't understand what I'm talking about at the beginning. So I'm curious if you're aware of that, but I'm not going to show that right now. I'm going to continue. Now, okay, so going back to strategy. All right, so we got our spread, Fibonacci. Okay, now this is even before looking at groups and looking at last digits or anything. Just the most simplest strategy. And the Fibonacci is based off of just a simple mathematical formula here. Okay, so these are the numbers that are drawn. These are the numbers. Now I enter these in manually, or I'll export the data from Advantage Gold, or I'll take it from the Pennsylvania. I'll take it from the state lottery website, or if they have a downloadable Excel CSV file, I'll download it, or if I'm paying for Lottery Post, I'll take it from there, or if I'm not paying for Lottery Post, I'll take it out and I'll mess with it in Notepad. So there's a lot of different ways to get the data. The point is that, okay, so here, let's say, for instance, let's take, all right, now I don't have the spreads marked in the active dish LD. So we're going to go to the big dish because I do have it marked there. So let's go to the big dish. And so here we are. Now this area here is skips. Now I don't know how to calculate the skips, so I take them out of Advantage Gold as well. Now I use a macro to do that, so I didn't do it because I've misplaced where I put the macro. So let's move to the 39, which is over here. All right, so you can see here, this is 2 dormant periods. So let's get this arrow out of here. This is 1 dormant period over here, and that's after skip 18. And then this is 35, skip 35, so this will be an exhaustion, right? And now here's your hot skip, and then here's your 2. So I then color that in pink, but I'm talking about the spread. So the spread is over here. So here is, let's look at, all right, let's move this red bar up here. On this particular drawing, 1343, you have 1340, 13, oh, okay, right. That's not Fibonacci spread. 33 would be Fibonacci spread. I was wondering why it was not colored in. All right, so over here, okay, first number is the 7, okay? Fourth number is a 28. Now, the Fibonacci strategy is not a jackpot strategy per se. It was a strategy that I used to trap 4 numbers. I was trying to get the 4 or 5 win, and it worked many times. So you have to track it yourself. Now, the challenge with the Fibonacci strategy is that it can go cold. So over here, you didn't have any potential to win 4 or 5 win using the Fibonacci strategy for 17 games. So again, you had the Q skip over here. So over here, 17 games, and then you had a hot skip. It started coming back in a flag formation. Okay, now so far it's been pretty hot and hitting in a flag formation. It hasn't been any intermediate skips. Now over here, you see, this was a little streak. It was a small streak. Now over here, you had it after skip 19. So that strategy would have not have worked for 19 games. Now, that's something you have to keep in mind, but it came back. But here it only came back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Only 5 hits. So it was a small streak before it went another another long skip, another dormant period. So you had 1 dormant period, and then now it's been happening a lot. So it's something now to keep an eye on. Now, of course, the moment you notice it, it could stop. You know, the flag could stop. It could die. It could cascade out of the flag formation into a dormant period. So, but you can see how long this flag formation has lasted, and I'll highlight that here with this red. So look at this flag formation. That's a long flag formation. So since the trend is your friend, generally you don't want to assume that the trend that the flag formation is gonna stop. The nexus streak, you want it to continue. So you're going to assume that it's continued, because it's easier to assume that it's going to continue to assume that it's going to stop.